well, I wasn't even gonna watch it because I'm like, I watched all of season 1 and I watched the first episode of season 2 and I was like, I can't do this anymore, guys. Like my brain is just too fried. And when you get to the point where you're like me, so I do the YouTubes and I talk about things on the YouTubes. And while I'm doing the things on the YouTubes, it's like, ah, shit, I got to talk about this thing and I got to talk about this thing. And it just makes me like really like, after a while, like sometimes it's like, oh, like this shit happened and it's funny. Like, let's laugh at this stupidity. But after a while, I'm like, oh, yay, this thing that I love sucks. And this other thing that I love sucks. And this other thing that I really, really loved. Well, guess what? They like lit it on fire and pissed on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll tell you guys what happened. But I don't know, it just kind of gets me down. And it makes me not want to do this. And I have a lot of fun like doing YouTube and stuff. But after a while, I'm like, I don't know if you guys feel this too, but I'm like, oh my God, like I already have enough problems in real life, but now I'm like doing this and I'm like, God, this is fucking depressing. Like, I don't even want to tell you guys about this because I don't want to ruin people's day with this news. And so everyone's like, oh, well, Gary said it was good. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure Gary likes the taste of water. I hate the taste of water. Critical Drinker says it's good. And I'm like, okay, he probably thinks The Godfather is a good movie. I fucking hate The Godfather. And then who else was it? The ginger dude. They're like, oh, he says it's good. And I was like, okay. All these people that watched it. And also I was like, I would like to mention, and I like all these people, so this isn't a diss at them. All these people that liked it had early access to it. And I was like, doesn't that sound a lot like people like what was the one dude that gave me a super chat one time because I was talking about Pocahontas? John Campea. Okay, John Campea, like he gets early access to stuff and everything he gets early access to, he says is good. So I was like, did that just happen? Like, what's going on here? And then so I was like, no, I was like, I don't want to watch it. Like, no, of course, people that got early access to it are going to say that it's good. And then everyone was yelling at me. And then Flash, this motherfucker who's in the chat. What's up, Flash? How are you? So Flash was like, you guys have to watch it because we're going to talk about it on Flashcast. So I was like, God damn it. Okay, fine. I'll do it just because we're going on a show and we got to talk about it. And I watched... This is my thought process on why I watched Picard. I was like, well, they made me watch redo of Healer, and that was great. So I'll watch Star Trek Picard season 3. And so I was laying in bed because I was like, I'm not pulling this shit up on my big TV. I'm not pulling it up on my computer. They want me to watch this and go on this show. All right, fine. I'm going to lay in my bed. I'm going to be all comfortable. I'm going to have my puppy dog next to me, my blankets, my pillows all arranged. And I watched it on my phone. And I was like at first I'm like, And I was like, oh, what's that Romulan chick? Oh, he's giving away his stuff. Of course he's giving away his stuff. And then first with like Beverly and like the stuff with, Jack's like luggage that somebody was like, oh, that's an Easter egg. I'm like, it's not an Easter egg when the entire shot is of the thing. It's like it's an Easter egg when there's a hidden Mickey in the background or something like that. Or when you're watching Toy Story 2 and they're going through the bushes. Oh, and all the not the ants, but the bugs from Bugs Life are like on that. That's an Easter egg. Not zooming into a fucking suitcase with Jack Crusher's name on it. Like that's not an Easter egg. So I was like, okay, and I'm watching it. I'm like, all right, that was cool, but how are they going to ruin Beverly? Like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, they always do this. They get y'all, and then they pull the carpet right out from under you. Like, we see Luke Skywalker, he's holding the lightsaber, and he's like, bam! And I'm like, when is they going to throw the lightsaber over their shoulders? I'm waiting, and then it doesn't happen. I'm like, all right, well, here's Riker, all right, okay, my feelings, oh my God. And then when it ended, I was like, and the music started playing. Like when I heard the music, I was like, oh my God. And I saw that the guy that made season 3 followed me on Twitter. So I messaged him and I never message anyone. Like I don't like talking to people, especially strangers, but I messaged him and I was like, thank you. And then I was like, it was like holding my, like, I didn't know that I had been holding my breath, but it was like I had been holding my breath and I finally got oxygen. Like that's what it felt like. And I was just crying. I was in bed. I'm like, oh my God. And Peach is like, what are you doing? Like, don't you have to like go on a stream? And I was like, I just watched Star Trek Picard season 3 and they played the music from the Next Generation. And he was like, okay. And I was like, you don't understand what this like he was just like, all right. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, ah, and then I filmed my like reaction or like my review reaction video, and I was like, ah, and then I watched more and I liked it, and then Peaches finally started watching it, and I made him wait until like episode 9 came out because I know like he's gonna binge. Like, and because Peaches does this thing, he always knows exactly what's going to happen. Like, he'll watch like 20 minutes of something and he's like, oh, this is how it's going to end. I'm like, fuck off. Like, I love you, but you're right. And like, sometimes, especially when I like don't like the way that it's going to end and he like tells me, I'm like, ah, stop. So I didn't want him to like guess the ending, which he probably would have if I made him just like watch each episode at a time. So I turned it on for him and he's like, all right. And Peaches is a Star Trek fan. He's watched all the shows. And so I turned it on and we're watching it and he's like, okay. And he didn't come up with the ending. Thank freaking goodness. I don't even think he's watched the last episode yet, but it was funny. I like left him with the TV because I wanted to go to sleep and I was like, I've seen this before. But then I was like, oh wait, I was like standing, getting ready to go to bed. And I was like, I didn't notice that the first time. Like in the first episode, when Riker gets on the ship and he's like touching the ashes of the person like Beverly shot. And he was just like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. This wouldn't happen like with a standard phaser rifle. And I was like, oh, it's because it's a changeling. Oh my God. And they don't know it yet. Holy shit. Oh my God. I was like, I didn't notice that. Obviously, I didn't notice that the first time I watched it. And then like when they get on to the Titan and Picard's like adjusting like the badge, and then there's this other guy that they pass and he like has this shifty look, like he looks like double takes them. I didn't notice that at first either. I thought like for the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, it's just some nervous like cadet guy. Well, what was he, like an ensign? It's just like a nervous ensign because it's fucking Jean-Luc Picard and Captain Riker, right? But I was like, oh no, it's because that mofo's a fucking changeling. That's why they're all shifty. So I was like, yeah, there's a lot that I didn't notice the first time, so you definitely have to watch it multiple times. But yeah, it was great.
Once again, everyone, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you guys would like to support me further, I actually have this link tree here that has links with every way that you can possibly do that. So I have the support the show, which is a direct link to my PayPal. This is my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, my live channel where I back up all of my live streams. So if you ever miss a live stream, either here on YouTube or on Twitch, you can catch it there on my live channel. I also have an art channel where I do painting stuff. I have a locals, I have an Etsy, I have a Facebook, I have an art Instagram, and I have a merch page. All of this can be found at my link tree. All the ways to support me, my channel, and my content is all in this link tree. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great rest of your day. Want to send me some mail? I have a P.O. box. Send it to Anna, TSWG, P.O. Box 28171, Santa Ana, California, zip code 927998171. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.